When's the last time an interview went bad?
You mean an interview with me?
Yeah. Well, that you conducted.
Probably on center stage. There was a couple of people that just didn't want to play very much. So, you kind of coax them. I'm sure you've had that as well. And then you hope that they kind of thaw out of it. And then it goes well after that. But the interviews in the books, those went well, Dan.
So the ones that didn't go well didn't make the book.
Right. Dennis Quaid didn't go well. He didn't feel like he wanted to be there, but it worked out.
I remember interviewing Tanya Harding, and it didn't go well, but it spectacularly didn't go well. Therefore, you're witnessing a car wreck, and that's one of those where I was uncomfortable. She was uncomfortable, but the fact that, like, sometimes you let that go. You know that's for the audience, and then they get to, it's almost like you're eavesdropping. And it was awful, but you had to have a visceral reaction to it because you're going, oh my God, is this actually on the air? And, so I've had those moments, but where you can't hide. At least you get to tape yours, I'm guessing. All of these interviews are taped?
Yes, they're all taped so they could be edited. And you're right, you don't want a fender bender. You want to get T-boned.
The one, like, you interview a lot of different people. Quentin Tarantino, I mean, all walks of life there. But it feels like that common thread is they are sports fans to a certain degree. But did you find out that there's certain guys that maybe, like, is Quentin Tarantino a sports fan?
He's a little bit of a sports fan, and in order for it to be booked and for the Yes Network to be on cable systems, there has to be some kind of connection to sports. So if he watched the game, we'll say, okay, there's your connection to sports. But Quentin Tarantino was fascinating, and just to talk to him and get into the process of how he wrote the movies, and he writes the movies in longhand. He doesn't even use a computer. That's kind of stuff I find fascinating. So, but they all have a little bit of a connection to sports for sure.
What jumps out? If you said to people wanting to buy this for Father's Day, the one interview you must read is which one?
My favorite one of the 250 interviews we did was Larry David, because I went in with some trepidation because I was such a big fan of Seinfeld and of Curb Your Enthusiasm. And I wondered if I was going to get that Larry David. And the remarkable thing is he is that Larry David, but he's not as mean. He'll tell you exactly what he's thinking, but I think he takes a little bit of the edge off in real life. He even said, if I did the things I say in Curb in real life, people would punch me out. And you always wonder on Curb when you're watching it, why doesn't somebody hit him? And he realizes that. But from that interview alone, Dan, he and I have become kind of friends, which I think is remarkable. I have such great respect for his talent, and he's just a great guy. And he is a huge, huge sports fan.
Yeah, we've had him on a few times, and you're right. You're not quite sure what you're getting, but there's part of you that hopes you're getting Larry David from Curb. You're just not sure if that Larry David's going to show up. And then, ultimately it does. In some form, you're like, oh, my God, that sounds like that would be an episode of Curb Your Enthusiasm.